Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a story to tell about wealth, betrayal, and death. If you're interested in hearing, continue watching. Thanks. So today we're going to talk about the tragic and dark story of Anna Moore and Anthony Flores. These two individuals came into the life of this wealthy ophthalmologist and deceived him, defrauded him, and in my opinion, caused his untimely demise. Mark was a wealthy and successful ophthalmologist living his best life in Southern California. He had a house on the beach in Malibu, but Mark suffered from mental health issues. Just prior to meeting Anna and Anthony, he had divorced within 1 year of marriage. He had suffered a tragic accident that burned both of his hands, which caused him to not be able to work anymore. And as a result, Mark had turned to alcohol. Alcohol, of course, exacerbated his bipolar disorder. So Mark was not in a good place when he met these two individuals, which made him ripe for the picking in terms of what they ended up doing to this man. So you had Anna, who was a struggling model slash actress. She even had a yoga studio. And then there was Anthony. Anthony was also a struggling actor, and he was a hairstylist. At the time, I believe Anthony was 46 and Anna was 39, right? So these three people cross paths one random day in an ice cream shop. They spark up a conversation. And I guess from that point on, you could say the rest was history, because within a week, they moved into Mark's Malibu beach house. They moved in under the guise that they were going to take care of him. At some point, they found out about his issues. And again, I think they saw that as an opportunity to take advantage of this man. So just a month after he met Anna and Anthony, Mark was arrested 3 times. Once for throwing rocks at cars on the Pacific Coast Highway. He walked out on a large bar tab, and he also got into a fist fight on the Santa Monica Pier. Now, although Mark was having trouble prior to meeting these folks, he was not acting out in this manner. So he was having manic episodes causing this type of behavior. And some were speculating that it was because by this point, Anna and Anthony had started giving him drugs. During one of his jail stays, Anthony actually texted Mark's mom, who lived in Florida, that he was missing and that he would search for him, but it would cost her $4,000. Of course, the mom disregarded it, but after Mark turned up, she said that she received an invoice from Anna and Anthony for $4,000 for their efforts in finding him. Now, I'm pretty sure that they knew this man was in jail, and they saw this as an opportunity to get money out of his mother. So the rock throwing incident on Pacific Coast Highway landed Mark in jail for 45 days. And during this time, he was in a psych ward. His mom would not get him out because she thought that was the safest place for him, considering all of the, incidents in which he was acting out. This is when Anna and Anthony took the opportunity to separate him from his mother. They told him that she was not going to bail him out because she was seeking conservatorship. This freaked Mark out. And then that is when Anna and Anthony floated the idea of him giving them power of attorney. So to get him, to have access to his money to get him out of jail. That's what they told him. They also told him that it was for a limited time, that it was not for the long term. And Mark agreed to this. And this was the start of them fleecing his account. Anthony changed the 2-step authentication on his brokerage account, in which he had $60 million. He changed all of the contact information to his contact information. He took Mark's devices, his cell phone, his laptop. He would not give it to him, and he was intercepting all of the calls. And of course, I'm sure it made it easy for him to do the authentication whenever he was moving money out of the account. He also initiated $2 million transfers out of the account into his personal account, he and Anna's accounts. So not only did they start to isolate Mark from his family and friends, they were isolating him from his doctors. Keep in mind, Mark has severe bipolar disorder. So he's getting therapy, I assume, on a regular basis. Well, they would not let him get his therapy. They told the doctors that they were taking care of him, and their way of taking care of him was giving him massages on a regular basis and also feeding him ketamine, which soon escalated to them giving him LSD. So during a manic episode, Mark kicked them out of his house. They left, but they went to a luxury hotel paid for by Mark, and they were watching him on the security cameras that they installed. Not only did they install security cameras, by this point, they had hired staff like house cleaning people, the masseuse, random people around the house. So although they were out of the house, they were keeping tabs on him through the security cameras as well as through the people that they had hired to take care of Mark. So they were monitoring all of his movements while they were out of the house. Anna and Anthony watched Mark have a severe mental health crisis for 2 days. They watched on the security cameras. They did absolutely nothing. They did not go over there to help him. They did not even call for help. Days before Mark's passing, they had given this man LSD. It is believed that is what caused his mental health crisis in the first place. Mark ended up passing away on Memorial Day weekend in his home alone at the age of 57. They watched him pass away. And of course, the coroner ruled it as an accident due to alcohol and drugs. A lawyer for Mark's family said that it was the most horrific passing he's ever seen in his whole life. I'm assuming that he watched it on the cameras, just like Anna and Anthony, who did nothing. Yeah, I'm assuming the lawyer watched it after the fact on the cameras. But get this, Anna and Anthony moved back into this man's house after he passed away. They hosted a memorial for him and did not invite his parents. On top of that, they continued to steal money out of his account. This went on until Mark's mother and sister sued them to get them to stop. But they did not go out without a fight. They actually claimed that Mark had left them the home and that he had also left them money. It was estimated that they were saying that about a third of his wealth he left to them. The couple was arrested in January of 2023 by the FBI for defrauding Mark out of $2.7 million. Ultimately, Anna was sentenced to 7.5 years in prison, while Anthony was sentenced to 16 years in prison. He is believed to have been the mastermind behind all of this because he was the one doing all the bank transfers. He was the one that was sending texts to individuals, the mother, as well as like doctors. He was the one that took full control over Mark's life. So this case is not just about theft. It's about the devastating exploitation of someone in a vulnerable position. And unfortunately, this happens a lot in our society. This is sad, and it's also scary because, at some point we're all going to age. We're all going to get to be in a vulnerable position, may not have our wits about us. And it's scary to know that even people close to you, are willing to do this to you. And it's sad because Mark was in need of help. His family did not live near him. They lived in Florida, so they did not have access to him. He was on his own, and he had the misfortune of meeting these two grimy folks that really took advantage of him. And in my opinion, I believe they are the reason he had that mental health crisis and spiraled. Because like they said, he was given LSD just days prior. And he didn't even know he was consuming these drugs. They were just giving it to him. So it sounds like he had a bad trip that ended his life. It's just crazy how far they went just to have money, at the expense of his life. And they had not a care in the world because, like I said, they watched this man pass away on camera. They did not do anything. So that wraps up this video. Make sure you're taking care of the vulnerable people in your life because financial exploitation is real. This was a really interesting one. I think I'm going to start doing more crime discussions, not the gruesome stuff, not the unalive stuff, more of the financial crimes, the scams, the fraud, you know, that kind of stuff. And if you're interested in that type of content, please let me know. Drop down in the comments and let me know. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.